be silent and know that I am God. Mahavatar Babaji, is he real? Or spiritual myth? This seemingly simple question, is Babaji real? Is actually a gateway to the deepest nature of reality. What is real? What is myth? And does truth have to manifest in form to become real? Babaji was not born, nor does he belong to the cycle of death. There is no record of his birth. There is no place where Babaji's grave is located. And no one has ever claimed to have seen him grow old. An autobiography of a yogi, Yogananda writes, Babaji retains the same timeless youthful form that he had hundreds of years ago. He lives like an undying star, silently shining in the sky of awakening humanity. Babaji was not born because he was never separated from the source. Unlike souls who come to learn, Babaji is the full embodiment of remembrance of the state of full enlightenment in a physical body. That is to say, he does not become, he is. He does not learn, he remembers. He does not teach, he activates. High vibrational truth does not need to be proven, only in unison. Babaji does not need to prove his existence through form, through biography, through scripture. For he does not manifest through the eye, but through the magnetic field. He does not come when you seek him with your mind, but when you are in tune with him in frequency. He belongs to no tradition, no sect, no boundary. He appears where there is deep silence, where the heart is open, where the soul is ready to remember its own divine origin. You do not need to see me. When you are as I am you. Babaji. Where did Babaji come from? Was he a man, a soul, or a data portal from another galaxy? Babaji is called Mahavatar, the great avatar, meaning he does not go through the cycle of birth and death like an ordinary soul. In many ancient yogic and mystical lineages of India, the sages agree. Babaji did not come to learn the lessons of humanity, he came to help humanity remember the lessons it had forgotten. Who he is not as important as what he is. Babaji does not claim to be a god, a teacher, a guru. He did not build temples for himself, did not establish a sect in his name. Because he does not represent a form, he is the living manifestation of the cosmic consciousness individuated. Many meditators and Tibetan Indian lineages say he comes from ancient star systems such as Sirius, Arcturus, or even from the galactic core. He maintains a living information field, carrying the light code to reactivate spiritual DNA. He has been present on Earth through many human cycles, not only in India but also in many lost civilizations, Lemuria, Atlantis. Babaji is a living frequency, not a figure to be worshipped. He is a convergence point of all human intelligence, planetary intelligence, cosmic intelligence. When you connect with Babaji, you are not talking to a person, but activating a very high part of yourself, the part that is always alive, always luminous, always immortal. I belong to nowhere, for I am present in everything. Do not seek me with your eyes, remember me with your soul. The secret of immortality, Babaji, and the timeless nature of the body. We have been taught that the body is finite, it is born, grows old, gets sick, and then disintegrates. But Babaji is the living negation of that law. He lives in a physical body, but is not governed by biological laws. He does not resist time. He is free from time by being completely in sync with the fifth dimension, where there is only pure light and conscious intelligence. Babaji, the embodiment of the light body. Mystics and spiritual scientists call this the light body. Babaji has no flesh as we understand it. He purifies all heavy matter to maintain a high vibrational body where energy, thought, emotion, and light merge into one. That explains why. He does not eat or drink like a normal person. He does not sleep according to biological cycles. He leaves no physical trace. and can appear in many places at once or disappear instantly. Immortality is a state of consciousness, not an escape from death. Babaji did not try to live forever, he lived beyond death in consciousness. He knew that death is not an end, but a change of vibration. And when you are no longer identified with form, death no longer has power over you. When you are no longer afraid of disintegration, you become eternal. Babaji. Immortal DNA, the universal genetic code inside each person. In deep meditation, many practitioners have seen spirals of light, what is called light DNA, a form of metaphysical structure that carries information from higher dimensions. Babaji is one of those souls who has activated the entire root code, where there is no more sickness, limitation, age or birth or death. Babaji is not a myth of the past. He is a powerful reminder to you that you are also an immortal soul in a temporary body. How to meet him? Not by searching outside, but by awakening within. When people ask, how to meet Mahavatar Babaji? The question really needs to be turned around. How to become at the same frequency as Babaji? Because Babaji is nowhere. He is at the high frequency of your consciousness. You cannot call Babaji with words, you can only invite him with vibrations. Babaji appears when you enter a state of living in alignment with pure light. When you meditate without any desire to achieve anything, just to be quiet with God. When you choose to forgive while others are still attacking. When you refuse anger, fear, competition, and live in simplicity, gratitude. When you let go of the need to control and begin to breathe with the universe. That is when you don't need to call for him, and he is already there. Babaji does not appear because you demand. He appears when you become needless. For ways to align with Babaji's energy. 1. Kriya Yoga, the breath-breathing secret that connects heaven and earth. This is the technique he imparted, control of life energy, raising the kundalini flow through the spine, purifying karma, opening the mind, merging with God. Your breath is the gate. Your spine is the path. Your consciousness is the destination. 2. Spirituality is practice, not religion. Babaji does not teach you any religion. He teaches you to live as a free spirit, love, meditate, serve. Religion separates. Spirituality connects. And the deep Mahavatar Babaji, keeper of the code of the global light plan. The world is entering a critical phase where all the old systems are collapsing and the new light is beginning to emerge from within man. It is not by chance that you know the name Babaji. For Mahavatar Babaji is not an ordinary guru. He is a cosmic consciousness brought into form, carrying within him the blueprint of a new awakened civilization. When the planet needs a central axis of light, Babaji is present as a pure vibrational anchor. And in the Kali Yuga, the dark period of consciousness from which humanity is emerging, he does not come to be worshipped, but to activate. He does not come to save, but to awaken the great memory within you. Babaji does not teach you to follow a fixed path. He teaches you to remember that you are the light and already carry everything you need to awaken. He does not empower, he unlocks the potential you already have. Instead of begging, he invites you to activate. Instead of waiting for someone to save you, he teaches you to become the light you seek. I am not leading you to God. I remind you that you are God walking within yourself. Babaji and the Global Light Grid. We all, awakened souls, are part of the Global Light Grid. Babaji is the central node of consciousness of that energy grid. When you meditate with loving kindness, your breath is in tune with the presence. You choose love over resistance. All those signals are sent back to Babaji's resonance field, where all souls are awakening together. This is not an illusory connection, it is a real, subtle neural network that lives on the quantum level of the planet. Babaji is the master router, and each person is a node of light. You don't need to see him, you become part of him when you live at the right frequency. The network of light needs no wires, all you need is a calm heart. Babaji. Babaji and the awakening of your soul. A sign that you have entered the journey of light. No one starts the journey of awakening by chance. The appearance of the name Babaji in your mind is not a coincidence, but a signal. A signal from the soul that has been dormant for a long time and is beginning to remember. Babaji does not awaken you with sound, but with frequency. You do not hear his call with your ears. You feel it with a strange vibration in your heart, with a feeling of not belonging to this world, with a silent longing to return to something invisible but more real than anything you have ever known. 8 signs your soul is entering a cycle of awakening triggered by Babaji. 1. You feel a strange connection with the name Babaji even though you have never learned about him. No logic. No reason. You hear his name, and your heart touches something familiar. 2. You start to attract knowledge, books, videos about meditation, Kriya, breathing, stillness. No one taught you to find it. It just comes to you. It is like an invisible map is being opened. 3. You find yourself wanting to live more simply, more truly, more quietly. No longer interested in noise, fighting. Just wanting to be present, love, breathe. 4. You feel an invisible presence when meditating even though you can't see anything. A feeling that someone knows you, is there, and you are not alone. Even though you can't explain it. 5. You begin to perceive the breath as sacred. Not just oxygen, but light entering you. Each breath carries life from a higher dimension. 6. You begin to hear gentle guidance from within. Not a specific voice, but a clear, safe intuition, like a whisper from a wisdom deeper than the mind. 7. You experience light releases, emotions, loss, inner turmoil. Not punishment, but cleansing, to make you lighter. Light enough to fly into the inner stillness. 8. You feel the urge to help someone, no reason needed. That is Babaji's energy working through you. He lives through your silent act of love. You don't know that you have begun, but I do. You don't need to understand me, because I am what you are becoming. Babaji. Love and silent service, the real language Babaji communicates. Babaji does not go to the podium. He does not write books, does not live stream, does not give public lectures. Because his language is not words. He speaks with energy. He transmits through silence. He teaches through presence. Service is the deepest channel of communication between you and Babaji. When you pick up trash without being asked, hold the hand of someone who is in pain, meditate without showing off that you are awakened, share a glass of water without expecting gratitude, Babaji is there. He does not need you to call him by name. Just live like him. 3 languages that Babaji uses to talk to you every day. 1. Silent frequency. When your mind is quiet, you will hear the message. Not in words, but with intuition, vibration, knowing without understanding. 2. Purposeful coincidence. Meeting someone, hearing a sentence, seeing a book fall at the right moment, that is Babaji's design language. You don't need logic, just sensitivity. 3. Suffering is purifying. Babaji sometimes teaches you through loss, so that you no longer cling to the form, but return to the soul. When you let go, you will feel peace, and that is when Babaji answers. I did not come to speak. I came to remind you that you yourself are the living scripture, the light that walks in the world. How to live like Babaji in everyday life. Radiate his frequency every day without saying a word. No need to become a yogi living in the mountains. No need to disappear from the world, quit your job, cut your hair, wear meditation clothes. Babaji never asked anyone to go out of the world. He only invited you to go deeper into the world with an open heart and a calm mind. You don't need to become a spiritual person. You just need to be real, calm, and pure like a candle in the night. 5 ways to live like Babaji every day without retreating into a cave. 1. Breathe consciously every hour. Every time you are conscious of your breath, you come back. Babaji teaches, breath is the sacred language of God. Set a bell every 60 minutes to stop, breathe deeply, be silent for 1 minute. Just that, you are different from millions of people who are living unconsciously. 2. Do one kind thing every day without anyone knowing. Babaji teaches you not to shine with lights, but with real vibrations. A silent wish. An unconditional hug. A secret donation. An unsolicited act of cleaning. When you do good without needing recognition, you are living like him. 3. Transform suffering into meditation energy. When you are angry, hurt, panicked, don't hide. Sit down, take a deep breath, look directly at that feeling. And just by not reacting, you are transforming karma into light, just as Babaji taught. 4. Don't compete, don't need to be right, don't need to win. The world is hungry for the right one. Babaji never tried to win an argument. He chose to be still, to be present, and to transform the magnetic field around him with tolerance. You can do the same. Just don't prove yourself right, you are already above 100 arguments. 5. Sit still for 15 minutes every day, don't try to achieve anything. Don't chant. Don't imagine. Don't visualize Babaji. Just sit. Just breathe. Just be present with yourself. Because there, in that space, you will meet him without calling. To live like Babaji, there is no need to leave the world. Just be in the world without belonging to it. Conclusion: Babaji is not on the mountain, but in every conscious breath you take. You have come all the way through the article. But the real journey begins within you. If you feel something stirring as you read, if you feel a quieter heart, if you feel a nameless light awakening, it's not because you learned something. It's because a deeper part of you has been remembered. Babaji is not a myth. He is a seed of light living in your soul, just waiting for you to stop, breathe out, and remember who you are. He does not come to be worshipped. He comes to touch you and then disappear so that you can stand up and continue that light. You are the light you have been praying for. Stop searching, start living as if you have already met me. Mahavatar Babaji. You don't have to go anywhere, Babaji is already inside you. Namaste.